Divine and royal greetings, family. Shayola Binta here with my lovely grandmama, Nanny, aka Marion P. Harrison. So I thought that since we had some time to spend with each other these last several days, it would be so dope to get some of this conversations that we've been having really all my life on video. So my nanny is really my first bestie. We used to every Saturday, well, almost every Saturday, we would go shopping and we would have lunch and then we would come home and probably take a nap. Do you remember that? Share what you remember about those days.
That was good days.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed them.
Okay, okay. I used to spend up all her money. She she was telling me about a time that you paid like $80 for a pair of pants, a pair of jeans for me.
Yeah, they just came out. Designer was
I don't even remember.
yes.
Oh, it was Guess, y'all. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was Guess. Okay. Apparently I had to have them. All right. Well, I have some questions here for Nanny that I would like her to answer, and then she may have questions for me, and we'll just keep the conversation going. So, Nanny, tell us, where were you born?
I was born in Barbados.
Okay. What part of Barbados were you born in?
I was born in Hackett, and I used to live in Hackett Hall, Bird Hill, St. Michael.
Okay. Okay. And when were you born?
October 1st, 1933.
So that would make her a wonderful 89 years young. How you feel? How you feel?
I feel happy, fine,
Okay.
comfortable.
She's comfortable, y'all, and that's what's important. Okay. Now, tell us, when did you come to, I said America first. She was like the United States. I was like, that's a corporation. The land is America. But when did you come to?
I came in November.
Mm-hmm.
No, 1958.
1958. Okay.
I came in. I remember, but I know I came in 1958.
Okay. And that was definitely before my mom was born, which was in, I believe, in 1964. So 65. What has your experience been being a Bayesian woman living in America?
I was comfortable and happy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, taking care of my kids.
Okay. Okay. Now, I tell people I was definitely born and raised in the concrete jungle, but I had this one here, strict instructions, and there was much that I couldn't do, but some things that I could. But before we go into all of that, what kind of work did you do before retiring here in America?
Hospital care investigator.
Oh, what does that mean?
That's a hospital care investigator is when a patient comes in the hospital and they don't have an insurance or you don't have any insurance. You apply for Medicaid for them.
Okay.
To pay the hospital bill. But sometimes the patient don't even know they have insurance. Oh. So you have to call their boss or the employer and ask,
And how many years did you do that?
1.5.
And what did you do? Now, I remember you working at Carlton Nursing Home.
Right. After I retired from the city, I went to Carlton Nursing Home.
You're a caregiver.
Used to help. I used to work as a nurse's assistant. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the things that my grandmother doesn't really like to say, well, back then, was that she graduated university. What did you graduate with a degree in?
A bachelor's degree in sociology.
Okay, okay. Sociology in the house. All right. So moving on to more, I guess, personal questions. Now, many of you may, and I have shared, some of you may know, some of you may not. My mom and I are only 15 years apart, which was definitely, I think, it was something. How did you feel when you learned that I was here? Because you said you didn't know that mommy was pregnant, right? So how did that go? Share with the people.
You know, I feel bad, but anyway, you were here, so I couldn't do nothing else but, you know, help you. And I was in school too, so that's where you had to go. I was in going to college too. I could take care of you. So you went you had a foster mother under foster care,
Okay.
and they love you to death. Like she was real nice to you, like Miss Warren, God rest her.
May she rest in eternal power. So basically, because my grandmother was in school when she found out that I was literally already here, I was placed in foster care for about a year. But what makes this story very special is, as Nanny was saying, my godmother was very pivotal in my life, especially when it came to like arts and sciences. She was really, really big on just your creative self. She played the piano, she played the organ. All of her children were artsy in some form of fashion. So moving on to the next question. Why did you feel it necessary for your children and the majority of your grandchildren, including myself, to attend private school?
Well, well, I feel that the elementary school wasn't doing enough for the kids because when my son only graduated from junior high, I see P's and D's. So I asked Owen was, oh, thank God, Owen had a D. I asked Owen, what's in the T's and D's? So and so, only like Owen Harrison, a D. And others tell some kids their name and a T. Owen says a transfer. T mean transfer. Those kids didn't graduate or nothing, they transfer to the high school.
Sounds like the American one. That's, I guess.
That's not right. So I put my Linda and Anthony in Catholic school. Then when Linda wanted to go to
Linda is my mother.
Linda, she wanted to go to Murray Bertram because they had a cooking school there, and she liked cooking, and she liked, you know. Anthony didn't want to go to public high school, so I had to I sent him to Lockman. And that's where he graduated from Lockman.
Okay, okay. And then I came along and I went to a school called Bethany.
A religious school.
Which was not too far from where we lived in Brownsville. It was a nice little walk. And I can remember window shopping to and fro. That was like my jam. Like if I had the money, I would buy this and this, and I'll put this together and still do it to this day. I remember when Granddad, her father, used to walk me to school. And her father, your father, was a piece of work.
He lived in London.
He did live in London. He
come here every year.
Yeah, he did. He came here quite often. Now, he was born in Barbados, right?
Yeah.
And then he ended up relocating to London. Do you remember the year?
90, Pamela, what pound a year Pamela born? Pamela born 50, 53?
I think
54.
So.
No, yeah, I think he left in either 53 I remember he lived in 53. I went to London.
Okay.
And I had 2 problems as a baby.
Now, my grandmother definitely was a stickler for us not staying in Brooklyn during summertime. So we either went to Barbados or we went to London. And do you remember this, Nanny? I can remember one year we went to London and granddad put a lock on the phone. He said nobody was to make any type of long distance calls from his phone. But granddad actually, tell us some of the things that granddad was able to establish or do while here on Earth.
Well, he was a shopkeeper in Barbados, and then he went bankrupt, I guess, and he had to go, and he left and went to England, and he did well, and then he saved his money. I wish he's like him. He saved his money, but I think they used to join susus, that people they put up like $10 a week or something, and this week somebody get it, and next week, when some person got it, we call it susu in Barbados. And susu, you have to.
Granddad did do very well. Now, I would say this as well. Lord, his mouth. I won't share any of those things. But one of the things that Granddad did was he lived in his later years very frugally, right? He didn't spend what did not need to be spent. But when he transitioned, he did leave an inheritance to the immediate women, the women in his immediate family. And most of you may know that I am on a wealth journey at this juncture of my life, because when that inheritance came in, I didn't have the knowledge and the fortitude to do what needed to be done with it. So I'm just grateful that, whenever I think of the man that I would desire for my life, I oftentimes think of the type of man that my grandfather was. He was definitely walking to the beat of his own drum, and he was ambitious. And I'm just grateful that he introduced Nanny to traveling, right? Because that definitely was something that she made sure that we did. So can you share some of the memories that you have of me as a child or a teen, or even an adult, a young adult?
Oh, I know at school, you used to put on plays. You put on the Yankee Doodle Dandy. Remember that?
I do.
And it was beautiful. But I can't remember the one you put in high school. What's the name of that?
That one was a fashion show for our senior trip.
Oh. And it was nice. I really enjoy my grandchildren. I take them to Barbados, Then when I only want to take two on it. I take JC on a cruise. I take King on a cruise.
My cousin. I did not go on a cruise, but it's okay. Maybe we'll do a cruise next year or something, right?
Yeah, but I want to go to the Holy Land and places like that. I don't want to go to the islands, because I went to plenty of.
Tell us where you went.
I went Mexico, across the Bahamas, all over the West Indies, Barbados, St. Lucia, all over the island, all the islands, the Netherlands, all that.
You did all that?
I go on the cruise every 2 years.
That was your gift to yourself?
Right, every 2 years, a church with a church in Long Island, in Queens, I think that church was. And they have a cruise every 2 years. So my friend, I used to work with her. She's introduced me to the cruise. She passed away, But I had a good time, a good life.
You did. Still living? Y'all said she bedazzled. I know y'all can't see all of this. We actually went to church today, which was definitely different for me because I haven't been in over a decade. But I was happy to accompany my nanny. So, Nanny, seeing me today, what are you most proud of?
That I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad you went to church. You even talked to my minister. To the minute, she's not my minister, but I go to that church because I go to church.
Mhm, mhm,
But I like her, she preaches well.
mhm, mhm. So she's proud of the fact that I went to church with her today. Anything else that you're proud of?
But it,
Just that I went to church today. That's
I didn't know you go to church anyway.
So you didn't know I went?
Yeah, you go to church.
Yeah, I came away from that, you know. And what you hear in the background is Kobe. He does the absolute most.
What did you call him? Give him.
He had some water. I think he might have drunk it too fast.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, Nanny is proud that I went to church with her today, and she's proud that I'm here. Anything else that you would want the fine people out in the social media world to know? No, not really. Sure. Okay. Well, family, thank you so much for stopping by to engage. Hopefully, y'all are writing in the comments this conversation with my grandmama, this 89 young year thing. Did I say that right? 89 years young. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sassy. That's where I get it from, y'all. And if the belt didn't match the bag and didn't match the shoes, it wasn't. It was not a go.
I don't know why the bag always have to match the shoe. I don't know. That's something.
Yes, it is something. That's how I grew up. And then I started sprinkling different things, but I wouldn't put black and brown together. Just, I couldn't do it. Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine a black belt and brown shoes? Maybe. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, family, until the next time, I say peace, love, and wholeness. Thank you, Nanny.
You're welcome.
Well, maybe.